Today, we are going to a place that is just completely different. A world called Arreqqana. And here, everything, the science, the society, even their spirituality, it's all built on a single, incredibly powerful idea: harmony. And we're not just talking about a nice philosophy. We're talking about physics. It's engineering. It's literally everything.
And this right here, this is the key to the whole thing. This one quote gets to the absolute core of their entire civilization. Think about that for a second. It's a world that doesn't just see light, it listens to it. So you gotta be asking, how is that even possible? Well, let's dive in. All right, to get your head around Arreqqana, you have to start with where they get their power. And no, it's not fossil fuels, it's not nuclear, it's something way more profound. It's the energy of resonance itself. So I want you to just forget everything you think you know about solar panels, photons hitting a cell and creating electricity. On Arreqqana, they convert light into tone. Sunlight isn't captured for its heat, it's captured for its song, its unique frequency. And this energy, this sound, is then stored in these incredible biocrystalline matrices, living crystals holding a song. Here's the play-by-play. First, you've got oral photonic absorption. The crystals are shaped to naturally vibrate with sunlight, kind of like how a specific musical note can make a wine glass ring. Then comes the translation. Think of it like a piece of software, but it's music, written directly into the crystal's code. This converts that light energy into pure sound. That sound is then stored right inside the crystal structure, and finally, it's sent out through the Kuya conduction network, a power grid that transmits energy as vibration. Yeah, it's a power grid that literally hums. But okay. This is where it gets truly mind-bending. The grid isn't just a dumb network of wires. It's sentient responsive. Get this, if a city is going through conflict or widespread grief, the power grid actually feels that disharmony and automatically lowers its output. Why? To avoid amplifying that negative energy. But when compassion and peace are restored, the power flows freely again. So the big takeaway here is that on Arreqqana, compassion is literally the most powerful and renewable resource they have. And you better believe they're not just using this incredible energy to power their cities. No, they're using it to tune the entire planet. And they started with the oceans by engineering these massive oceanic resonance grids. This old Arreqqanan proverb tells you everything you need to know. For them, the ocean isn't just a big body of water. It's the planet's circulatory system, its lungs. And its health, its very ability to give life, is directly tied to its harmonic balance. So what are these grids actually doing? Well, they are far from passive. They actively manage the tides. They can absorb the chaotic, dissonant energy that forms massive storms, calming them before they make landfall. They even monitor the emotional well-being of the marine life. And on top of all that, they emit these low-frequency harmony waves to help stabilize the emotional climate in the big coastal cities. They're basically ecological and psychological regulators on a planetary scale. This is how it works on a human level, and it is just beautiful. It's a process they call sympathetic retuning. When the grid senses collective negative emotions, like fear or anger spreading through a city, it gently emits a counterbalancing frequency. It's like it's playing a chord that resolves the tension. The ocean literally listens to the world's sorrow and sings back a song of peace. Now, if your energy grid and your oceans are built on the principle of harmony, it just makes sense that your economy would be too. And on Arreqqana, you'd be absolutely right. They don't have a gross domestic product. They have a gross resonant product, or GRP. And just look at what their economy values. Yeah, resonant energy is the biggest slice, that makes sense. But right behind it, cultural creation. We're talking art, music, chant, sacred design. Can you imagine an economy where making beautiful things is considered almost as valuable as the energy that powers the entire planet? The scale here is just massive. But the definition of wealth is what's so different. It's not about accumulation, it's about flow. Hoarding wealth, hoarding value, is seen as a form of disharmony. And as we've already seen, disharmony literally weakens their entire system. It throttles the power grid. So a healthy economy is one where resources are always moving. And this idea of balance is just perfectly captured in their two maritime forces. On one hand, you have the Morale Guard. They're a military force using things like sonic disruptors for defense. But on the other hand, you have the Ocean Royal Coastal Guard. They're civic force, and their tools are healing tones and flow harmonizers, used for peacekeeping and rescues. One guards the silence,
The other guides the song. It's this beautiful duality of purpose. So who are the people who actually maintain this incredible living system? Well, you can't just call them technicians. They are artists, scientists, and spiritual guardians all rolled into one. They are the hydro-resonance engineers.
And within this job, you've got two main disciplines. The river engineers are known as the healers of rivers. They focus on the steady, life-giving flow of fresh water for things like agriculture. Then you have the coastal engineers, the protectors of coasts, who work with the powerful, dynamic energy of the oceans to manage tides and prevent storms. Two different domains, one shared purpose, harmony.
To make this all feel real, let's just focus on one person, Arreqqana. He's a field hydro chanter, and his daily job isn't about checking gauges and reading data. It's about listening. He listens to the resonant frequency of the water, sure, but he also listens to the emotional frequency of the people in his community. And his job is to keep both of them in a beautiful, calm sync.
And this quote from Arun, man, it just perfectly captures the entire Arreqqanan worldview. Their technology is not separate from their philosophy. The work of healing the planet and the work of healing themselves, it's the exact same thing. The physics of their world is a perfect reflection of the values of their society. And that really just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Arreqqana built an entire civilization by literally engineering a world that physically rewards peace and balance. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, what would change, really change, if we decided that harmony was our most valuable, our most essential, and our most powerful resource?